In the cold grey light of the 6th of June, in the year of 44, the Empire lads of the 6th out from Poole to join with thousands more. The largest fleet the world had seen, we sailed in close array, and we set our course for Normandy at the dawning of the day. There was not one man in all our crew but knew what lay in store, for we had waited for that day through 5 long years of war. We knew that many would not return, but all our hearts were true, for we were bound for Normandy, where we had a job to do. Now the Empire Larch was a deep-sea tug with a crew of 33, and I was just the galley boy on my first trip to sea. I little thought when I left home of the dreadful sights I'd see, but I came to manhood on the day that I first saw Normandy. At Arromanches, off the beach of gold, 'neath the rocket's deadly glare, we towed our block ships into place, and we built a harbour there. Mid shot and shell, we built it well, as history does agree, while brave men died in the swirling tide on the shores of Normandy. For every hero's name that's known, 1,000 died as well. On stakes and wires their bodies hung, rocked in the ocean swell. And many a mother wept that day for the sons they loved so well. Men who cracked a joke and catch the smoke as they stormed the gates of hell. As the years pass by, I can still recall the men I saw that day, who died upon that blood-soaked sand where now sweet children play. And those of you who were on board, who've lived in liberty, remember those who made it so on the shores of Normandy.
How's that? Is that any better? Can you hear me now? Am I muted or still muted? I'm waiting for the texts. Have we got sound? I know I definitely had music. I know that much. Let's see. Have we got sound? Have we got sound? Yay, get sound now. I know I definitely had music. Sound now. Good evening. I'm back. I am back. Apologies for that there. This is all new. This is all new. So you will notice a small absence from our screen down in the corner there, Roy. Roy is unfortunately stepping back from virtual band parades, and I know that you will all join with me in thanking him for all his time and all his effort and work that he has put into virtual band parades over the past 18 months, longer now actually. Yeah, probably is longer. So hopefully we all got sound now. Good. Very low, very low. Let me see. I'm turning everything up here. Don't know how this is. How's that? Is that any better? I'm watching frantically on all these texts. Hopefully you can hear me now. I'll keep talking for a wee bit. Can I turn the volume up a wee bit? Hold on now to see. I'm watching frantically on all these texts. Hopefully that's better. Hopefully you can hear me now. I'll keep talking for a wee bit. Can I turn the volume up a wee bit? Hold on now to see. I'm watching frantically on all these texts. Hopefully that's better. Hopefully you can hear me now. I'll keep talking for a wee bit. Can I? Right. Hopefully that's better. Are we good? Are we good? What do you mean hit the mute button? Are you trying to tell me to mute myself? Good evening, everyone. Can we all hear me now? Yay! Jensen is watching with one eye and children in need, as Jensen did his BBC signing with, and he's on with a signing choir. Cannot wait to watch. Amy and Denise are tuned in. They love the hair. It was washed, basically. I am telling you no word of a lie when I say that this is the first time in 2 weeks I've had a bra on. That's how bad it has been. First time in 2 weeks. It has been rough. It has been really, really rough. So hopefully you all heard my comment there. Roy is unfortunately stepping back from virtual band parades. I know that you will all wish him the best in his new ventures and all the things that he's going on to do. And hopefully we'll see him online. And I hope he's getting over his chest infection as well. So let's carry on. This evening we are going to look back at all the remembrance events that have happened over the past week or so. COVID hit at a really, really bad time for me because it meant that I missed parading on Remembrance Sunday. It meant that I missed... It meant that I missed doing recordings for remembrance events. It was just a really, really, really bad time. And can I just say that it is rough. It is really rough. So if that's me double vaccinated, I don't know what it would be like without a vaccination. So we're going to go on to our first event. Now, the first event that I have lined up for you today is this evening is from Finicky True Blues. And Finicky were appearing, where were they? They were in Belfast, I believe, from memory. Yes, Finicky were in Belfast, I believe on the Sunday that they were taking part in the Remembrance. Hopefully we have got all now. Yes, so loads of you wishing Roy good luck. Yes, absolutely. Seconded that totally. Roy has done an awful lot for us here behind the scenes, and we are ever grateful for him. Speedy recovery. Thank you, Martin. I just feel my volume is still low. Well, I'll try and work on it while we're playing the next tune. So this is Finicky True Blues taking part at the Remembrance, I believe it was the Sunday parades in Belfast. Hopefully the volume's a little bit better. Yes, I'll get used to this. I really, really will. Is that any better? I haven't. Unmute. Lisa is frantically sending me messages. Unmute, unmute, unmute. So please do, yes, keep putting your messages in there for Roy and wishing him all the best. And hopefully he will be in and can see them all later on. Hopefully he's getting better of his chest infection as well. So that was Finicky True Blues. Hope you enjoyed those there. And that was one of Lisa's videos. We're going to move on now. We have a lot to get through. And we are going to move on now. The next band up is a Ballymacash Defenders, actually. They are playing in Belfast as well. I believe this one is possibly the Saturday parade. I can't remember. I didn't write down which days these took place. But there are absolutely loads of clips from Remembrance Events. And this one is Ballymacash Defenders. Tell me, is that a new uniform Ballymacash had on there? Or have they been like that for a while now? Hopefully I'm on mute. Tommy is sending best wishes to Roy. Thanks for all your great work. Former won't be the same. Yes, who am I going to give abuse to? And who's going to give me abuse? So I am sure that you guys will absolutely fill the hole there. Knowing Roy, he will have multiple other ventures, so I'm sure you will see him back on your screen soon. Good evening to Joel Jackson, Diane Steele, Ian Campbell, Jackie Boyle is watching, Mo McLean is watching in Dungannon. Good evening. Rebecca Huckle is in East Sussex. Good, glad your hearing is back. Glad you can hear me again. Denise says we're spot on now, and I have a wee note in front of me, literally, which says unmute. It'll take time, but I'll get there eventually. Ronnie Heineman is watching. Ronnie, stay tuned, because I have one of your clips actually on our roundup of the Remembrance Events. Thanks for sending it to me. Davy Thompson is in. Good evening to you. Jennifer McAllister's on with us as well, as is Mary Irvine from Wigan. Ernie Trainer is watching as well. Now, it's amazing the number of times I go out places and people say, oh, what's your show every week? And I go, well, what's your name? What's your name? And then they'll tell me their name and I'll go, but you've never commented. And they go, no, I don't like commenting. I don't want to comment. So say hello so I know that you're there. The fighting front line in loyalism, Grace. Grace Curry, of course, is in from the fighting, and Linda says hi to you all. So hi to everyone who's watching. Lovely to have you all back with us this evening. Apologies for missing last week. COVID got me, and by heavens, but it got me. You can hear from my voice, I'm still not completely over it, and this is 2 weeks. It may have been an event that I was at last week. Just maybe. Alan Muirhead, yes, yeah. Did I say I needed a bit of slagging? Well, I don't know that I'm in need of it, but it's it's always fun, isn't it? That's the main thing. Alan Knox, could you wish my friend William Dawson a happy birthday here? Plays in Ballymacash Pipe Band. Hold on to get my wee notebook, which also doubles, of course, as the black book. So it's back. Be afraid. Be very afraid. So I'm going to write that one down. William Dawson. Now, where are we going to go next? So what we're doing this evening is we're doing a recap of all the Remembrance events because there were so many and COVID took me out completely. So I didn't get doing anything at all, which was absolutely killing me because my first parade in Dunloy many years ago, more years than I actually want to count ago, considering I was out of it for 23 years, but more years than I remember, my first parade was actually, it was the Remembrance Sunday parade. So it would have been nice to get back to do that, but I just wasn't fit. It just wasn't going to happen. Now, not only were our own bands here in Northern Ireland out, but also the bands, our friend bands in Scotland and our comrades in Scotland were all out doing remembrance events as well, of course, because they contributed to the war effort every bit as much as we did. And in fact, a few of them came over here to Northern Ireland, which was great to see. The next band, Govan Protestant Boys, I know there are quite a few of you who are fans of them, and they were playing in Belfast. excellent there from Govan Protestant boys. Penny was saying, yeah, so Lisa says, good seeing them over in the annual South Belfast parade in Sandy Row, which is what that clip is from. Penny says they look as if they've got a little dress on. That's the drums. Diane thinks that they have got wee tongues. I don't know what it is. Brian Goody wants to hear the Quinn duo, Andrew. He absolutely loves it. Plays it all the time. It lifts the spirits no end. It's only a few seconds. You're going to get me absolutely killed by my young boy. So, many years ago, I think he's about 3.5, 4 in it. And he I was sitting playing the accordion one day and I had the amp and all that on, and he came in and demanded a microphone so that he could sing, and he sang a Rambler and a Gambler. And what's so funny about it is he's all actions and he's all clicking at the fingers and all that kind of stuff. I'll see if I can maybe play it for you, Brian. But you will, I mean, he's going to be 16 in about 2 weeks, 4th of December. So you're going to get me absolutely slaughtered as a mother if I play that here live on air. He will kill me. He seriously will kill me. Richard Berkeley says, Govan Protestant boys often imitated, never surpassed. Super band. Lee, why is it skipping? I don't know, Lee, why it's skipping. It's possibly to do with your internet connection. Is it skipping for anybody else? Do let me know. I'm watching it here on YouTube. I have it on Facebook. I have the live stream. It doesn't seem to be skipping anywhere for me. So hopefully it's maybe, I don't mean this badly, Lee, but hopefully it's just your Wi-Fi and not mine. Robert Crothers is watching in East Belfast. Sandra Cunningham was loving Govan Protestant boys there. So there were lots and lots of remembrance events about the country. I mean, virtually every town had their own remembrance event. And a lot of them, it was quite hard to actually get full clips of. So what I did was I got a whole pile of short clips from various different places and put them all together into one video, or well, actually 3 videos as it works out, because there was a lot of them, and put them all together. So this first clip is a compilation of all the mobile phone clips, so do not adjust your set. It will be in the middle of your screen because it's horizontal phone clips, but this is a range, and I've got on it where they are all from. Got a range in the this next clip. So this is just a few from Remembrance Sunday. I think most of them are from. I'm sure you will agree with me. Some fantastic bands there on display for Remembrance Sunday, and more to come. A couple more clips to come as well. So good evening to JD and Jenny. Nice to have you. Ken Stewart says Oma's tempo is excellent. Ken, of course, was in the clip there of Star of Naga accordion band from Ballyclare. Stu McKinney's watching in the tune. Brian Goody says so much respect to them all, and Remembrance Sunday. June is watching in Whitney, Oxfordshire. Robert says some great clips, undoubtedly the best is yet to come from the Hegels doing Are We Country Proud at the Lord Mayor's show. We do, of course, have a clip from Drumaheagles because they were absolutely fantastic, I have to say. John Hewitt is watching from Liverpool, looking forward to having a good time. And Stuart Neil is in from Sheffield. He's watching for the first time. Do you know what you've let yourself in for, Stuart? Hopefully you enjoy it. Just enjoy the great music from our marching bands. The next up of which is a Pride of Ballymacash. They were also in Belfast on Sunday, and this is a short clip from them. Super there from Pride of Ballymacash. We short one. It's nice to hear, actually, although Ballymacash weren't, but it's nice to hear some of the flip bands playing hymns. Penny has their answers for the quiz in tonight. Sorry, Penny, there is no quiz this evening. We have a really, really long show and a lot to get through this evening. Now, the one that I do want to mention, and I have lined up next, unfortunately, one of our long-time listeners and our regular listeners, Harry MacArthur, and I know Harry is on this evening, his beloved wife Anne passed away there a couple of days ago. On behalf of myself and all of the forum viewers, Harry, we do wish our condolences to you and the family. I wanted to play a little tribute of some kind to Anne. I was originally going to play a little clip of Queen Elizabeth Accordion Band, because of course that is your band. But then I remembered that the grandsons are very involved with Black Skull, and I knew that Anne would be very proud and watching this if, well, she's watching from above now. She's joined the supporters gangs in the choir. This is Black Skull, Court of Fife and Drums. And they are playing a beautiful hymn, and I thought it was just perfect for us this evening as we think of Harry and remember Anne. I don't think you could really get a better tribute than that to Anne, and that goes out to Harry and all the family. And I know that a lot of you are sending your messages there to Harry. Now, as I said earlier on, there were loads and loads of remembrance events across the country, and I gathered together a few of the clips. Here is another batch of the clips. So the first ones were all kind of mobile phone clips, so they were all in the one direction. These ones here will hopefully be the right way up on your screen. There's no guarantee though, because it was me did this, so there's no guarantee on this whatsoever. But this is another selection of clips. Again, I've got the location and I've got the band names on each of them, so enjoy this little selection. Some super clips there from throughout the country. A couple of comments there I just wanted to pick up on. William says the dog parade in Coleraine had done 10 tours in Afghanistan. Probably the most decorated veteran in Coleraine. That is amazing. I didn't know that, William. Thank you for letting us know. Caroline loved the accordions. Jackie said she thinks... Well, Jackie thinks the girl is pretty. Now, I don't know whether that's a female or a male, but I'm assuming the girl that you're talking about is our Naomi in front of Lisburn Young Defenders. There are a lot of people who like our Naomi. Of course, for her talents as a drum major. We totes all the wee kids in front of the pipe band there, which was brilliant to see. I have to say I was quite disappointed by the turnout in Market Hill. I was expecting it to be bigger, but then again there was maybe multiple parades on that day in Market Hill, and that was just one of them that we saw. Good to see all the parades in different areas, says Ronnie. Yeah, that's what I liked. I like to have that wee range, and there's one more set of clips to come, so if your band hasn't been in them so far, hopefully they will be in the future. Grace's grandson Tyler on the cymbals, and she did forget about his dad Gordon at the back, but excuse me, I'm still not completely clear of this COVID, but it's a lot better. There's no way I could have done this show last week. Now, especially for one of our viewers, now I don't know if you can see, but I have a wonderful backdrop now. Hope you can all see it. Isn't that fantastic? Sorry, it's in the reverse in the camera, but isn't that brilliant? That was my birthday present from Denise and Amy, and I am just so delighted with it. I have to say, I've seen those so many times this year, and I've gone, oh, I really want one of those. I really want one, and now I have my own, which is fantastic. So I want to thank the both of them. Denise also got in touch with me, asking could I give a shout out to her to an event that she's involved in, and that is the 50th anniversary exhibition of the UDR Regiment Cookstown branch in Extraordinary Combat, and that is being held from Monday coming to next Saturday, and that is in the Royal British Legion there in Cookstown. So if you're about, do please call in to Cookstown British Legion. There is a whole pile of events on. I'll post the list of the events, but the Veterans Band of the UDR is going to be there along with Merley Silver on the Wednesday night. The men and the women of the UDR who saved Northern Ireland from civil war. Looks like a really good lineup of events there, an event every night. Thought I would have had a photograph of the Muskehounds on my wall by now. Do you want me to scare the dogs? Jonathan wants to know how Crawford is doing. Crawford is doing the very best. He's sleeping on the sofa there. He is getting big and he is getting bad. Him and Craig had their first fallout there the other night. And Craig sort of like caught him by the back of the neck and shook him. But like, you know, if he'd have wanted to, it could have done serious harm. But it was kind of like, you know, just that wee warning. And Crawford plagues the life out of him. And I mean, you know, like I look and there's Craig walking across the floor and Crawford's hanging off his ear. You know, it's very, very funny. But they got on brilliant. He's doing so well, and they've been brilliant company through the whole of COVID. Absolutely fantastic. Jensen was devastated his band wasn't out, and he was at the City Hall for the Enniskillen Fusiliers Association. And because Denise is on, well, they were on the list anyway, but I'm going to use you as an excuse, Denise, as a thank you for my background. This is a clip from the one and only Regimental band. They were also taking part in parades in Belfast. There was loads of parades. There's ones in Sandy Row. There was ones on in South Belfast. There was ones at the City Hall. There was loads, and it's lovely to see so many events going on. I just love watching not only the bands but the people participating in the parade, both who have served and people who are, you know, wanting to show their respects to those who have served. The Regimental at the City Hall is always a cracker. Lisa's just typed always a highlight of remembrance for her. Regimental at the City Hall, just a class act. They absolutely are. I mean, whatever they do, they excel at it and always make sure it's done to the highest of standards. But this is a clip of them from the City Hall on Sunday morning. Absolutely superb. Let's see a few of these comments. Brian McVitie, Scott Monk McTire watching. Reggie Cullen is watching. Jimmy Graham says absolutely outstanding. Mo McLean, lots of praise there for the piccolo player of the Regimental, who is of course Ainsley, who is Amy's son, Denise's brother. Alan Moorhead says class. Rebecca Huckle, brilliant. Steve McKinney, brilliant. Denise says that the Regimental were outstanding last Thursday in Spectrum Centre. I think Denise and Amy are easily the Regimental's biggest fans. Diane wants to know, am I coming over to the mountain for the Star of the Row concert tomorrow night in the Service Club? Star of the Row are of course having a concert in the Services Club. I don't think I'd risk it, Diane, if you don't mind. You could maybe take some live for me and I could share them on the forum for everyone else to see, but no, yeah, I think I'll maybe wait a wee while before I risk that again. Oh, we've got our balloon in. China is in this evening. Goodness. How are you, China? Hope you're keeping well. You are missing your two comrades in arms, of course. Stephen Feely is at the Miller Memorial. He is at the Miller Memorial launch of their booklet to mark their anniversary. I saw some clips on it earlier on. I think Glenn is there as well, so I saw some pictures from the event. It looked absolutely brilliant. I would love to get up, but getting up and then back down again in time to do this would have proved a little bit impossible. Let's see. So Jensen loves the UVF band, not just because they're outstanding, but John, who plays in them, is also deaf in his left ear. Brilliant. Just shows you nothing can stop you guys. Absolutely nothing at all. Adrian is watching from Tenerife. Adrian has been thoroughly pissing me off the past few days because he is posting photographs of sun and sitting outside in the beer and out in shorts and getting on at a rate. And now Jackie is at it as well because they're asking, is it hot as they're going next week? Oh, my goodness. Oh, dear. Denise, jealous. Huh? Jealous? Oh, I'm lost, Denise. Who's that to? Jacqueline Grace is hi from the Lanzarote Bluebells, and Scott Monk McIntyre is in Port Glasgow, loyal from Scotland. I need to, it's 9:10 and we're not even halfway through the tunes. You're not going to risk Lima Vegas. You're hardly going to get it again once Alan wants to know. You can't get it twice. Just because you have it once doesn't mean to say you can't get it a second time. And I did get it at the venue in Ballymena 2 weeks ago. So all your live videos that you got from that event, look what it did to me. Look what I do for you guys. Yeah, it was. Initially I thought it was a head cold because that's what the symptoms were. It was just sneezing constantly, head cold, all that kind of stuff. And on the Monday I tested negative. On the Tuesday I tested positive, and then I went and got the PCR and it was positive. And I tell you, last week was rough. Last week is literally just a blur. Horrible, absolutely horrible. Sweating buckets, even though I was freezing. China says don't be dying, they'll argue over a statue for me. A statue that folk could throw things at is more like it. Diane got it there as well. I know, I think there was a few of us got it, but it was just so nice to be out and so nice to see everybody, and it was lovely. And China's really lucky because when they were playing, it was so warm in the club, and then so cold outside that's why I thought it was a cold. Stephen McKinney says, hope you're better. We all had it too. Robert says, put your Corona on Marketplace, people will buy anything. I'll tell you, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. And then, because then I was out for Corona, out with the Rona, it meant then that I missed the following events. So not only did I miss Remembrance Sunday, but the band did a few recordings last week for Remembrance Sunday. This is one of them coming up now, and I'm not in it. Got it. First time playing Dunloy since I've been back in the band, and I'm not even in the recording. How terrible is that? So you could just close your eyes and imagine that I'm there. How's that? I was there in spirit. I was there in spirit. A lot of smart comments. Andrew Irvin said, I had woman flu. Oh my goodness, if that's woman flu, I don't know. Irvine says that he had a head cold, but he's getting better. Brian Turner says he's got a very, very bad cold. Brian, double check that, because that is honestly what I thought I had. I really thought I had just a bad head cold. Alan Moorhead didn't manage to catch it in Ballymena. Even though I was talking to him. And China is the other one who missed out, because he was dying of thirst with the heat in the place, and I gave him my pint of Lucozade, and he managed. So I mustn't have had it at that stage, because he avoided it. Jimmy says, Valred, I'd have no need to drop out that time with Dunloy. I know. Only time I could have managed it, and then there, I'm not even there. Tommy done a really good job in those two pieces. He did indeed. I think there's a third one to come, so keep your eyes tuned. What do you mean accordion sounds better inside all the same, Jimmy? Huh? Let me just check the black book for you. Let me just see. Oh no, you're already in it, so I can't add you to it. Accordion sounds perfect no matter where they are. Eddie has a walk-on part of the new TV soap set in Donaghadee. China says he's a crab. Eddie is, of course, at band practice tonight. And funny, I saw that being advertised the other night. I think, Gillian said it's called Hope Street. I was like, that's Donaghadee. So is anybody having are using the background of any of the shots? Are you like passing crowd in the street or anything like that there? Do you feature? I want to know. It might be that Jensen is not the only autograph that I end up getting from Donaghadee. Hello, Kenny McClintock, says Ronnie. Lovely arrangements, says Ken. Sure, China, I'm not there. I know, I'm not there. Andrew Irvin says close his eyes, then he might have somesies. Andrew, you're for a clash the next time you're coming over. I'm telling you that much. Let me just check. Are you in it? No, you're already in it as well. You see, it's the usual suspects. Andrea says, that's right, I seen you staring your Lucozade. I did. I gave it to him. And I also I was very good this time, because the guy out of Cumber, I was really worried about him. I thought he was going to have a heart attack, honest to goodness. He was on his own, and he was doing the whole set himself, and he was getting some volume out of that thing, big licks. And I felt so bad for him. I had just got a bottle of Lucozade, so I gave it to him. But then he said it was too fizzy for him, but that was after taking a drink, so I couldn't then drink out of the same bottle. So Diane very kindly went and got me another bottle, and I'd actually bought it for me. It was lovely. I was bought a drink and everything. It was great. Wilma is watching in Whitburn in Scotland. She loves listening to the flute bands. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this next one, Wilma, because not only are the bands out playing marches and so on Remembrance Sunday, they also do take a few moments. We've had a beautiful hymn already played for Black Skull, which we dedicated to Anne MacArthur, who passed recently, but this is an absolutely gorgeous rendition from Pride of the Orange and Blue. We just slightly missed the first couple of seconds, but I don't think it loses anything for that. Just missed the end as well. Welcome to Sam and Margaret in Randallstown. They are watching as well. There's something else that I wanted to pick up. Yes, Annabelle is watching on the TV tonight because him indoors is wanting to watch as well. Good evening, Mr. Kinnear. Glad to have you with us. You're going to have to join us more often to see what that Annabelle wants. Keep her in line. You can keep her in line. Tommy is watching from Les Mahago. Mark said he's seen some videos of Ballykeel's concert that night. Rathcoole Protestant boys were on fire. There were some fantastic bands there that night. Absolutely were. Diane says, thank you very much, Diane. It was much appreciated. New Buildings Band in Londonderry. Now, we're going to go to Scotland this time. I'm trying to get through these as quickly as possible. Scotland is our next venue. And this is a short clip from Cambuslang volunteers. That for good time, and Tommy has just joined there in Les Mahago, and it was his nephew on the bass drum there of Cambuslang. Also just in for us is Mr. Feely. How did the lunch go, Stephen? I saw a couple of pictures. Hopefully it went well. Would love to have been able to have been there, but time just wasn't on my side. Plus I feel miserable. Evan Johnson says good evening all. Finally out of Facebook jail after a month. Hope everyone is well. China says, does anybody want to buy a book of Prod Boys Christmas ballads? They're trying to buy accordions. I have to say, China, that accordions I think would just set you guys off to a T. Absolutely brilliant. I don't know what we're going to do for your deafness, however, because you definitely are deaf. We tried shouting and you, Diane, and I, for ages last week, and waving and getting on it, or 2 weeks ago, waving and getting on it, Ray, and you didn't see any of it. You are really deaf. Now, next up is a clip I know quite a few of you have been waiting on. So, who's a leper? Me? Diane? Oh my goodness. So last Saturday was, of course, the Lord Mayor's show in London, and we've had some fantastic bands over the years who've taken part in it, and it was absolutely brilliant this year to see Drumaheagles Young Defenders from Ballymoney on this show. I knew that they were planning and going, and so I knew, I knew to watch, but they were absolutely fantastic, and they were really, really clever about it as well, because they also did what's it we call it, banner cam or banneret cam or whatever. So they have recently posted the first part of the clip where they it's I think it's the first 45 minutes or something like that there, and there's another clip to come through. Hopefully you all either saw them at the Lord's Mayor's show or saw the wee clip that I'd snipped off the TV, but they were absolutely brilliant, and they played my favouriteest tune on the TV as well, Last of the Mohicans. So I had to troll through the clip and find another favourite, which was difficult to narrow down, I have to say. But they did absolutely fantastic. I don't know about the rest of you, but I was so proud watching it, the way I always am when bands from Northern Ireland are on it. I was so proud watching it and seeing the guys just doing us all proud and doing the band scene here in Northern Ireland proud. This is a quick clip from their banner cam. Hope you enjoy it. How fantastic was that there? Lisa quite rightly says, the commentator in the show says the Northern Irish really know how to form bands and they really know how to march and to put on a show. Absolutely, totally demonstrated there by the Haggles. And their pronunciation of it, Gethin's pronunciation wasn't too far away, I have to say. It equally as good as the Radio Ulster pronunciation there on Thursday, because there was a short interview with the band on Radio Ulster on Thursday morning. Absolutely fantastic. Well done to the band. And I just want to point it out too, and it's the same for all of the bands who have been over there at the Lord Mayor's show. It takes a lot of money. I saw a clip, or somebody had made a comment somewhere about, oh, they're bound to have got paid. There's bound to be some money for doing that there. Not a penny. Absolutely not a penny. You don't get paid a penny for it. I think one of the guys out the Haggles told me, I think it was roughly around 15,000 it cost to take the band over to take part in it. And I mean, that was all self-funded, because you don't get any funding from the Ulster Scots Agency or from the councils or from anyone like that. There's no support. And it will have been the same for all the other bands who went across. I think Pride of Ballymacash were across, More Young Defenders were across, I know Dunloy were across, the Flip Band League Mass Band was across. So it's a lot of money to get across there and to do that. And, the, you know, like, bar the representing the country, you know, like it's just absolutely fantastic. The full clip is on the band's forum. Take a wee watch of it, and there will be more coming as far as I know, because there's a part 2 as well, but definitely take your time to watch it. Now on the Sunday then, we had some more bands here in Northern Ireland. Another massed clip here of them all. The one thing I loved was the fact that there's so many silver bands out, which is brilliant great. It was great. Yeah, Raymond told me 15 grand cost. Yeah, it was Raymond had said that to me as well. I mean, crazy, crazy money, all self-funded, which is just amazing. This is another compilation of clips from Remembrance Sunday and various different events. Hope you enjoy this week compilation. You don't realise how many remembrance events are actually going on until you start to look at them, and some are like out there. And I know that that's not all of them. There was an awful lot that I couldn't get clips for, but hopefully you enjoyed the ones that I did. Now, moving on back up to Belfast again, a lot of different bands up in Belfast, which is great to see. And the good thing about it is that Lisa and Chris were up in Belfast, as were a couple of other videographers, managing to get some clips for us. And it's really only whenever you start to look at quality of, you know, like mobile phone clips, and then the quality of the guys with the proper recorders, that you really appreciate what the professionals are doing. This is one of Lisa's, I believe. This is a favourite for many of you. It is White Rock. That was White Rock taking part in the Apprentice Boys of Derry Parade in Belfast on Saturday, with a couple of other clips from it. Also on Sunday, I believe, there was a parade in Carrickfergus, and taking part in that was Shankill Defenders. Now, bear with me, it might take me a minute to get this one to play, but I'll do my best. Superb there from SRD, just laughing. Gillian says she's made a deal. Jensen's in bed after SRD. You can't put Jensen to bed just yet because we may have some Bally Halbert coming up and he's going to have to see them. Any shots of Cormean Remembrance Parade in Killyleagh last Saturday? No, I couldn't find them. There's quite a few. Miller Memorial is the other one who I know were out, and I couldn't get a clip of them either, but there was definitely a lot of bands out that I couldn't get clips for. Edward, fellas, this evening, everyone, bit late, but he's here. Edward did have his letter in advance. We haven't had many birthdays this evening, so yes, I've got 3 birthdays. So while the next clip is playing, do let us know if you have any birthdays coming up. Gillian said he couldn't miss his mate Eddie. Jensen, I will keep them to the very last band so that you can see the rest. This clip just amazed me when I saw it because it's just total overkill. It's Denniston Rangers, and you will know exactly what I mean whenever you see it.
I've got to put a long chat on for it. That's what it is. Same type as us? 10 o'clock. Sorry? I've got an extra somewhere. No. I've got somewhere, no? No, that was just a good colour, man. What does he walk to the gap again? You need to keep like that careful. That's how he went to post as well.
Wasn't that disgusting? Absolutely disgusting. Total waste of money. Why the need for that there? It was one band. Lisa said one band and their apprentice boys. Absolutely disgusting. No need for it whatsoever. I hope that it never ever comes to that here in Northern Ireland. Blues and Royals says they know what they mean. We had an armoured Land Rover escorting us through Sydenham on Sunday several times for it to move on. We've got a clip from you guys on Sunday, so I'll have to keep a wee watch for that there. Just total more peelers than band members, disgusting, wasting money, not social distancing, more police protection than the Queen. Totally do. Absolutely crazy. Going to play the next clip and then we'll do the birthdays. So any more birthdays coming up, just let us know in your comments there and we'll get them all included. Merley Silver, like Dunloy, did a clip specially for Remembrance Sunday. Very good point, Jimmy. Why wasn't on the police wearing any poppies? Good point. Someone was also saying about the police in some of the in some of the clips, they should be wearing black gloves. Did anybody see the clip of, or the picture of the lady police constable, sergeant, whatever, who was saluting, I use the term saluting very, very loosely, there's a picture of her and the most ill-fitting uniform I have ever seen and the worst attempt at a salute I have ever seen. So she's obviously quite a senior figure. She needs to go back and A, get a uniform that fits, and B, learn how to salute properly. It was kind of like, the Ku Klux, I was going to say Ku Klux Klan, but like Keystone Cops, type of effect. It was horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. So, wee clip of a Silver band coming up now. This is Merley Silver playing, of course, a march that is very, very appropriate for the Remembrance season or period. It is, of course, British Legion. Don't forget, give me your birthday requests coming in. Superb sound there from Merley Silver. Yeah, a lot of you saying about the police in Northern Ireland as well, not wearing their caps. Gillian's also saying about, the look some of the police gave Jensen's flat cap, bow tie, overcoat and medals was discussed. How dare they? How dare they? Valerie, would you please say hello to my two granddaughters, Eva and Maisie, as they're here with me tonight for a sleepover. Hiya, Evie. Hiya, Maisie. Apologies. Hope you are driving Granny mad. You don't have to go to bed until really, really late, and she has to give you lots of sugar and sweets and fizzy lemonades and just go crazy. Go crazy. It's an overnight stay, so that means you get to stay up all night through. Our birthdays are coming up next. Where have we got? So, William Dawson, it is your birthday. Happy birthday to you. That comes from Alan Knox. And Stuart Neal would like to wish Herbie Walker a happy birthday as well. Happy birthday to Restore UK and all the team there, because they are 1 year old today. And Cody Cullen is celebrating his 16th birthday, and that comes from Joy, and he is in Starvdown, Macara. Joy, what's the connection there? Son, grandson, nephew, niece. Well, not obviously not niece, but you know what I mean. Geordie, who does the bass drum in Pride of Ardoyne, is 30 today. Absolutely brilliant. Soon to be 30, sorry, soon to be 30. I was looking for the comment there. And happy anniversary to Victoria and David Sheridan, who are celebrating 13 years. Now, what I want to know is who deserves the medal. Victoria, I would have said it was you because, like, Dave's never in the house. He is now a regular TV star waving at us all on the TV. However, Dave, Victoria, you know, so it's kind of a tough one. Who deserves that medal? But happy anniversary to you both. This is for all of you birthday guys out there. It is, of course, your serenade from the one and only Muskehounds.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday from the forum. Happy birthday to you.
If that doesn't make your birthday, I don't know what will. Now, where are we going to next? Yes, I should maybe keep this clip to the last so that Jensen can get up staying a little bit longer. But we found it, and because none of the other Muskehounds, I couldn't get any clips of any of the other hounds, I had to include this one. This is a mobile clip, so it's in the middle of your screen. Do not adjust your set. China says that East Belfast were guarding the front line. This is the one, the only Bally Halbert. Very nearly got it all. Seemed to clip off very sharp there. 5 and 8, and some of them very badly out of rank there on the back row, flitting in the wrong direction. Whatever was going on there, Eddie. Someday, if you ever parade in the band and flit the correct way, you will totally confuse me because that's the only way I know how to find you. 5 and 8 never bait, he says. JJ says, Valerie, you're getting younger looking. Oh, JJ, I'll give you that tenor later. Well, beautiful singing. Never mind the 3 tenors or the 2 fivers, yes. Gillian's going to get Jensen to teach you to sign happy birthday. No singing. Now, there's an idea. Noel wants to know, as them boys and royalties, Noel, we would pay them to stop singing. And Jimmy Graham is in amazement because Bally Halbert made the list. Well, I found a clip of them. They were out in Remembrance Sunday. Up next, Brigton Loyalists. We only have 4 bands left to play. I was so close to managing to get her finished at 10, but we've only 4, so stay with us for the next 4. This is Brigton Loyalists. Oh my goodness, I nearly managed to say that. This is them playing in Scotland, and I believe it may be Sunday. Now, I'm not too sure what's going to go on here with this clip. Forgive me. I had started the clip in the wrong place. Watching intently enough. Lisa caught it. Denniston Rangers again. Yes, I managed to play the same clip twice. Wondered why it wasn't on the right place. So let's see if I can manage to get this time. See how we can go with sorted it, girl. Dan seasick. Yeah, it was a wee bit wee bit weird. We'll move on to the next clip while I'm getting the proper one of Brigton Loyalist. This is Staffordstown accordion taking part at a parade in Randallstown on Saturday, I think it was Saturday. It was a bit of a bouncy clip, Gillian. It's nothing to do with the amount of red that you have taken, because I don't have anything at all, and yeah, it was bouncy for me too. Staffordstown, no shortage of volume for a small band. You're right, Ken, they were playing very, very well. Lovely sound of parts as well. Andrew says that Parade of the Brigton Loyalists is from Thursday the 11th. Thank you, Andrew. I probably have it in my notes somewhere, but there's just too many things going on here. Jimmy Graham says, come back, Roy. Bet you don't play Bally Halbert twice, says Ellie. You're right, once was enough. Once a year's enough. Let's see. The brilliant playing wee band always sound and look really good. That's comments for Staffordstown. So I mentioned earlier on that I had a little clip of the Blues and Royals Flute Band in Sydenham. This is them playing in East Belfast. They're actually static in this one. So it's a Facebook clip, which means that it's not going to play correctly first time. But if you just want to bear with me for 2 seconds so I can manage to get it going. Let's see. Here we go. Hope you enjoyed that one. I thought that was a really good clip. Eddie says he needs one of them coats. I did. I think I actually have one of them upstairs somewhere. A lot of you enjoying that there. Jimmy, William Callaghan, all, Grace Curry, Jackie, Ian Campbell, Diane Steele, Stephen Feely, Davy Logan, Kenny Dummigan, all saying about how excellent that was. So we have come to our last tune of this evening. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. I will get smoother at this. The person who never made a mistake hasn't been made yet. That's all I can say. So you could make 2 out of one of them for China. That's terrible. That's terrible. Thank you for joining us this evening. We're going to finish off our roundup of the Remembrance Events at the Apprentice Boys Parade in Belfast on Saturday, in case any of you were up watching it. This is Burn Tullet Sons of Ulster playing at that. Hopefully you will join me again next Friday night. Hopefully I'll be less croaky and fully recovered from COVID, but until then, keep yourselves safe, keep away from COVID, and keep the flutes to the myth, boys, because we're coming to the tune.
It was when England's glorious sun in 1688 was overcast with treason's cloud and popery stood elate, that up arose her Protestants, the peasant and the peer, and vowed the chain of perjure James that they would not dainty wear. They sought them out a prudent chief to guide their heart and zeal, to lead them on that victory might bless their flashing steel. And who so fit to guide that host in all its bright array as William, Prince of Orange, ere he landed at Torbay? Then up arose the mighty chief and left his native shore, and rode upon the stormy waves our freedom to restore. Upon his flag was blazoned forth, high fluttering o'er the main, that our religion and our laws he ever would maintain. 'Twas then in gallant style he stood upon the vessel's prow, with victory on his flashing sword and wisdom on his brow. And tens of thousands greeted him upon his natal day, when he, our glorious Orange chief, first landed at Torbay. Come, brethren of the Orange bond, a bond ne'er to be riven. Whene'er we give great William's name, a bumper must be given. For if you'd fire a fou de joie to him who victory won, come prime and load and see you get charge into your gun. The eloquence of bumpers full there's nothing can surpass. There's naught expresses kindred soul like friendship's social glass. And thus we give our song and toast with 3 times 3 huzzah, the memory of King William and his landing at Torbay. The memory of King William and his landing at Torbay.